What's up everybody, Rick here. Thank you so much for watching the mindset training or getting involved in it. I know you couldn't make it Tuesday, so I made this video just for you guys. Let's catch you up on what you might have missed on the live videos that happen every Tuesday at 7 p.m. And so this way you can stay up with the class and keep going with everybody else. Of course, you know, we got 4 sessions of this. I will make 4 videos just in case you do miss them. I want you to keep up with everybody for the sessions that you can't make it to because life gets in the way. That's okay. So if you have any questions on this, take some notes while you're watching the video. Feel free to reach out to myself and the team, and we can all work on these things together to try to make it so it's easier to build and grow through as a team here. First thing I want you guys to do is do me a favor. While you're watching this video, I want you to do something kind of unique that you don't usually hear about. And I want you to change your state, physically and mentally. The way you'll do that is I want you to change the way your physiology is by just changing the way you're standing. Either stand and make yourself like, you know, Superman or Wonder Woman pose, or make yourself bigger, or relaxed pose like this, and just somehow making yourself so your physiology is going to be a little bit different than what it was before. I don't want you slouching or sitting down or like in your laziest position, because it changes your mindset both chemically and the way you feel emotionally. By changing your state through the day, this tip makes it so your life can get easier on the most stressful of days. It lowers your cortisol, which is your stress hormone, raises your testosterone, and makes it so your body's positive chemicals are more prepared to be able to get you through whatever obstacles you've got to overcome in the day. So 2 to 5 minutes of watching the video, just standing like this, is going to make it so that you can retain the information better, be in a better mood about what you've got to do, or being able to handle whatever life situations you're trying to overcome at the moment becomes easier, because you build your confidence, you build your strength, you build the right chemicals to be able to see more clearly, and it makes it so you're stronger all the way around. So please do yourself a favor, and I know it sounds freaking silly, but just change your state while you're watching this video, and I bet you start retaining and feeling better throughout the entire thing. With that being said, let's jump into it. What today's thing is. Today's thing is all about taking inventory. And taking inventory is such a unique concept because we don't really think about it. It's a basic idea, and it's something that we don't really consider on a daily basis, of taking inventory of what we've got. Now, what I mean by taking inventory is that the results that you have tell you the results of your choices. And what I mean by that is that if you look at inventory for the 4 phases of what we find in life: health, wealth, love, and happiness. Those are the 4 pillars of life. You start realizing, in my health, am I as healthy as I want to be? In my wealth, is my finances where I want them to be? In love and relationships, is that where I want it to be? Am I as happy as can be there? And do I truly have true happiness? And happiness comes from understanding yourself. So in understanding yourself and what your goals are, your expectations you've created, or what I'm at right now, am I truly happy with the results that I've got? And then understanding that if you're not having the results that you want to have, it comes from the choices that you make to lead you towards the results that you want. I'll say it again. If you don't have the results that you want to have, it comes from not doing the choices that give you the results that you want. Now, it's simple to say, but not easy to do. And so what we're going to do today is really break down what it is to have like the certain habits that we have, break down the things that we've been doing, and does that lead to a positive or negative feeling or result, and make it so you can start identifying today what your inventory is. What's the status of where you are at this point? Knowing where you're starting from makes it so it gives you the opportunity to be able to start moving toward a goal, because you know where you're starting from. If you just say something simple like, I just want something better, but you don't even know where you're at to move towards better, you'll never get there. How does it make any sense that that's a thing you're going to do? So am I happy with the results? Am I the best me that I can be? Do I look how I want to look? Do I feel how I want to feel? Do I have the success like I want to have? And that's what we're going to figure out. So we're going to send you guys some homework today, and it makes it so that you're able to start breaking these questions down for yourself. And I do encourage you to write very, very thoroughly, deeply, authentically. You don't have to share this with the group, but it is important for you to be able to start digging into your own stuff, your past, your issues, your fears, your habits, your things that you felt maybe I don't have control over, so you're able to start moving forward beyond the things that have been holding you back. And so let's talk about how a habit's formed. There's three parts to a habit that creates the repetition that we do over and over again. There's your trigger, which is the thing that makes you have a feeling. There's the behavior, the thing that you do, and then the reward, the way that you feel after you've done the behavior. And so a trigger could be something as an example. Let's say, I'm hungry. And if you're hungry and you have that trigger, you want to eat food. Well, if I eat some cake and are sweet, or I eat junk food or drink a soda or whatever it is, it suppresses my hunger. But that sugar and that dopamine rush makes me feel happy. And so hunger was my trigger. Eating cake or eating sweets was the behavior. And the dopamine rush and sugar is the reward. I felt good from doing this. Now that's a reward system that gets created just from like trigger, behavior, reward. Now what happens is we'll have life hit us. Loneliness, sadness, neglect, abuse. Things start happening to us to make us feel bad. And when we start feeling bad, usually that does come from an external sense of loss that happens to us. We feel like we've lost something, whether we've been embarrassed, whether we've been left behind, whether we feel like we lost out on something, whether you lost a relationship or you lost a friendship. Something has happened to make you feel like there's a sense of loss that makes you not feel whole at the moment. So if I feel sadness or I feel negative about something, I remember something that made me have a reward system that made me feel happy. So if I'm sad and eat cake or sweets, that'll make me happy. Or if I had a great event like Thanksgiving and I remember whenever I was there, I felt so good eating with friends and family, and when I would eat, the memory or the reward from that was happiness. Well, if I take sadness and put in eating and putting sweets in there as my behavior, I can find more happiness. I'm trying to reach happiness. So I guess I'm just going to fill this in with eating. Trigger, behavior, reward. Now what happens is the repetition from this. Doing this behavior now starts creating a result. Now while you are going for the reward system of immediate happiness to try and mask that, the emotions or the feelings or the sadness that you had before you ate don't go away because you tried to mask it with that happiness. They're still there, which means now you've created a habit that now gives your body way too much for it to break down, and then you start gaining weight. You start losing confidence. You start feeling worse. We've done videos where we've talked about people where like their confidence and everything goes down as the stomach goes out, and the bigger you get, the less you feel like yourself. But as it goes down, it almost changes back, and it makes it so that your confidence and self-esteem and your eye contact and the way that you interact with people and your outgoingness starts to change because you feel better. And that's a direct correlation with the choices that you're making. And so being able to understand how did I form this habit also helps you to be able to reprogram that habit. And so when you're writing down what are the habits that are beneficial that I do and give me good results, what are the habits that are not so great for me that are giving me negative results, you're going to be able to seriously break down what am I doing, what am I doing, which now starts turning into mindful recognition and cognitive control. And that's the only thing that you're going to want to be able to focus on is how do I feel when I'm doing my behavior? And when you start following yourself on what am I doing, you'll start recognizing, I don't know if I feel so great when I'm doing this behavior. My results aren't reflecting what I want my lifestyle to be like. I don't feel happy, so I don't think that eating cake is going to keep solving my problems because it's creating more problems. I don't like smoking. When I smoke, it smells like chemicals. I don't enjoy the behavior when it's winter outside. I'm freezing my butt off because places don't allow smoking. I don't like particularly the way that I smell when I'm around myself. And those are things you start being aware of while I'm doing this activity, while I'm doing the thing. What does it feel like? What do I feel like in the moment? And when you're doing those kind of cognitive reprogramming, it's really not to tell you to stop it. And that's the thing I really want to be very clear about. What we're doing on week 1 is it's not about stopping what you're doing. It's just about recognizing how it feels when you do it. So being clear, third time I'm going to say it, don't quit anything yet. I'm not trying to tell you to quit smoking, quit eating, quit all that stuff. Just be aware of the feelings that you have every time you do it. And then it makes it easier for you to be aware of those feelings and of the emotions and of the behavior and of what the reward or the results are. And if you want to continue that, then we start working on that in the second week. So understand too, this is a very difficult skill to master, but it is a skill. Having this skill means you can practice it and get better and better and better. So don't feel like you're a failure because you didn't just nail it on the first try. It takes practice to do this, and everything that we start off with is not going to be at master level on day one. It's going to take repetition. It's going to take practice. And that's a beautiful thing because it can show you your progress. And progress is what makes us happy. And so I'll get into that in just a second. But I do want you to go over some of the questions on these things and realize when you're reading these questions, fill them out thoroughly. Fill them out honestly. Be authentic to yourself, and you'll start realizing the more you're asking why you feel that way, where does that come from, the more you start realizing that it gets much deeper than I just want to lose weight. It turns into sometimes losing weight means I start getting recognized or I start feeling good again, and I'm feeling good again means somebody will want to be with me or date me or give me recognition for it, and that comes from wanting to feel loved, and it's because I don't feel loved, and maybe if I lost weight I could find love because I really truly want to have somebody love me. That gets way deeper than just stop eating cake. It turns into feeling like I have a hole where I need love to be, but I don't have that, and maybe if I look a different way, I could find that. And that's where you start recognizing, where are we at now? What's our inventory? What are my skills? What are my weaknesses? The things like that that sound so simple on top, but it's not easy to break it down. So please go in with an open mind and understand this is not an easy process. We will work on this as a team, and it's going to be important together that we start seeing what are the best ways to start approaching the way I'm doing what I'm doing, and understanding if your happiness is there or not. And don't feel bad if it's not, because you still got time to work on it. So write down your stuff. Again, no stress, no punishment, no shame. Just recognize what you're doing, how it feels. And now another important point about this, and this is something we get to work on later, is how progress is happiness. I'll do it again. Progress is happiness. Now, being able to understand that progress is happiness, it means that whenever you're working toward a goal or you're doing something that makes you feel like you're moving toward a fulfillment, you do feel better. And the goal for all the things that we're doing is to try to feel the best that we can about the short time that we have here. And we take for granted so many things that we stop trying to move forward. But moving forward is what makes us feel the most alive. And you notice, you'll see people who are reaching for a goal. I have a wedding coming up and I want to look my best. I have a half marathon I want to run. I want to do a 5K. Whatever your goal may be, you see people bust their ass to do so because they're working on progress. The problem that happens is when they nail it, wedding is over. Now what am I doing? I did the 5K. Okay, everyone was happy. I did a half marathon, bucket list complete. What do I do now? It's a tough feeling, and so that makes it so you start aiming for something and you start not moving anymore. And having a lack of progress is the core of what makes sadness. If you don't have a goal, a vision, a dream, something that fulfills you, something that makes you feel good, a dynamic you're working on, a relationship you're working through, something that makes you feel like you're moving forward and being your best, true, authentic self, you feel sad. You start to lose it. I'm like, man, look at all the depressions that you've had. Start looking, I lost it somewhere. I wasn't moving toward anything. Look at the moments that you beat yourself up when you looked in the mirror the most. Look at the things that have happened to you that you've internalized as somehow this is happening against me. I have no control here. Why is this happening? And these are all from things where you're staying in one place or moving backwards and you're not moving forward anymore. Because once you're moving forward, you start moving around obstacles. The things that were holding you back are just, it's in the way for a little bit, but then I found a way around it, or I grew beyond that problem. And the only thing with problems that cause anxiety and cause stress is because you don't have an answer to it. If you knew the answer, if I broke a shoelace, you buy new shoelaces. I'm not even going to stress about that. Oh, I got a little stain of mustard on my shirt. It's okay, that washes out if you just use a Tide stick. I got one of those at home, you eat it, easy peasy. If you have an answer for something, if you know the solution, it's no longer going to cause anxiety. And so that's where it comes in. Do I have a solution or an answer for this? Am I making progress towards my happiness, or am I choosing that I haven't chosen a goal or moved forward or found a solution to make it so now I'm falling into sadness or feeling upset about what I'm going through? It's a very difficult emotion to go through. It's tough to overcome. It's tough to feel connected to yourself when you're not moving towards what your best self is or what your purpose is. So write down truly what you want your progress to look like, as far as I need to start seeing what habits would make my goals feel better. Again, not trying to make you do anything this week. We just need to take inventory and understand, what are we starting at? What are we at? Where are we now? You look around and you go, is everything that I have where I want it to be? And if it's not, what do I want it to be like? So take some moment. We're going to recognize your choices and understand throughout the Choices program, everything is going to be broken down pretty solid right in front of you. And by doing that, it makes it so you can honestly start learning the skill. And I say this wholeheartedly, it is a skill you practice to learn, to recognize that when you're in your highest state of stress, when you're in the highest distress, when you're upset, or something has happened to make you not feel good, you can see, I can see, I'm in choices right now. I'm in it. There's options now. Do I get pissed off and break some things and yell at people and call some names? Or do I take like 90 seconds to chill out, assess my situation, and respond appropriately? Which one are you going to do? You get to choose. Reaction, response. Which one am I going to choose here? And by doing that, it makes it so that you're able to see what your opportunities are. You're able to see what your best versions of you would be. You're able to have an outcome that benefits what fits you best, not necessarily causing more problems, more stress, more anxiety, more loneliness, more falling backwards, because now you know this is taking me forward. Everything is a choice. How you handle things is the option. You know, I love when people argue, this isn't a choice. I'm like, how you handle it is. The choice isn't what is. The choice is how you handle what already is. And so being able to recognize those moments is what makes you take your power back. Know where you're starting. That's week 1. Thank you guys for watching all this. And I want you to send me some messages. Let me know some things as far as questions. I know that if you're watching the lives, it's a lot more interaction. There's a lot more questions. And so I want you guys to jump in with some of those things and say, hey, Rick, I got a question about this, or send me some information on, I'm getting stumped on this one. What do you think I should do with this? But also know that if you do want to work one-on-one with me, that is an available option. Yes, there is a cost involved. I am doing a lot of stuff, and I want to be able to make it so the time and value does match up. So I would charge for one-on-one different from this. We can talk about that if you really want to work through those things, because working one-on-one is very different because it's specific for you, and we can break into your problems. So don't feel afraid. Don't be nervous to reach out to me. I would love to talk to you. It feels good to be able to work through some of these tough things. And I have clients over and over and over again who go, man, I just never thought that stuff was there. And now that it's uncovered, I'm able to fight it. I'm able to have my courage come out and battle the demons that were haunting and plaguing me in the background that I never ever challenged. But now I see them, and they're scary, but they're beatable. And that's the choice. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Join me again on Tuesdays. If you have to watch them this way, it's totally fine. I love you guys all the way through for all the effort and the progress that you're making. And if you're getting stumped, which is a very normal thing, don't beat yourself up. Just reach out. Let's find the answer together. All right, let's go.